But Fela gets booted from the country regardless.
Yeah, the whole band.
Um, so first of all, props to them for making it that long. Like famous club performer in America for ages before it was like, oh shit, there's like 19 people here. Well, let's see, how long? I think it was 10 months total here in Los Angeles. So I don't know. Wow. So and he's suddenly put it back home after this like crazy transformational year for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so back in Nigeria, Fela's music grew to fame. He didn't just rail against the system or oppression. He called out specific government leaders and institutions in the song.
Whoa, a risky move, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a really important distinction to make because um, talking about these things in general, sure, it doesn't make the authorities happy. But when he would call out to the minister of defense, he would call out specific corrupt deals that the government was making with foreign companies, U.S. companies. This is this post-colonial period where sort of everything's about that. Yeah, now the new government is no longer constricted, and everybody wants to make money. Yeah, he is calling things out finally.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the idea behind colonialism is essentially going in and quote unquote civilizing these places, right? But really, all they do is go and destabilize them. I mean, this is something that really continues to this day. So once they're gone, it's whoever has the most might basically takes over. And the thing about that is that those are not like scrupulous powers. They're the kind of powers that might kill you or might harm your family or you have to really think about the step away that someone like Taylor took from privilege. You know what I mean? Taking risks, essentially, risking his own life in a lot of ways by calling out people like that so directly.
Yeah, and this is it's pretty electrifying what he's doing, because he's slowly, and this is over years, he's becoming a bigger and bigger star and sort of a symbol of Nigeria, and he is putting out this information that people are not getting from the media there, they're not getting from the government. So he's almost this journalistic figure in a way through his music telling these stories.
Oh wow! So that's another aspect. Is I mean, now I think in a context, a lot of us listen to this music, and we might not completely understand what he's saying. We might consider it poetry or something in some way abstract. In a lot of instances, he's actually talking about or being political research.
Yeah, absolutely. And specific. And that's, we'll see what happens, but that's what brings things down on him. That, sort of singing in jail about wouldn't it be great if there was no oppression, is basically saying that person right there is oppressing everyone.
Battle rapping.
Yeah, battle rapping is his second gospel in a big way. So he also turned his home into a commune slash recording studio slash performance space he dubbed the Kalakuta Republic, and later declared to be sovereign territory fully independent of the Nigerian state.
Whoa! So he started his own country. This was, Fayetteville, Nigeria, basically his little independent world.
Yeah, not even Fayetteville, Nigeria, just the whole republic.
Yeah, and this was inside Nigeria, though.
This is inside Nigeria. This is like his compound. He lives there. He's got a recording studio.
It's Fayetteville Cootie Land, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And he had a performance space in there. People would come in and the band would perform. It became very difficult for him to tour and to play because they would threaten the venues that were going to host him. They made it very difficult for him. So he instead, like I think anybody would do in this circumstance, you hunker down. Yeah, declare a sovereign nation. And
yeah, there you go. And actually, was this the time when he was like hanging out with Ginger Baker a whole bunch?
It's right in the same mix.
No kidding. That's wild. Yeah, I remember
in the Ginger Baker documentary, which it's something called like "What's Up, Mr. Baker" or something like that. But anyway, it's a great doc, right? But in that, they talk about Ginger Baker's time in Lagos and hanging out with Taylor Cooney and just being a baller. And then when the shit hits the fan, he's just like, "Wow, he's gone." They were like, "Yeah, we saw Ginger Baker just fucking run off and we never saw him again." Because there was like a military coup or something. Yeah, a lot of people. So he was the drummer for yeah, classic legend. He's legend. Um, so without a doubt, cannabis was legal in the Calcutta Republic. No, yeah, no wiggle room on that. It is quite totally legal. And are they like cultivating it on the ground? I didn't find anything about in cultivating it, but it is quite plentiful and totally legal in this sovereign state. So it's totally legal to do what you're doing right now, which is smoke joint in the Calcutta Republic. So Phil not only allowed his musicians to get high before a performance, he sometimes required it. Yeah, and this again, I can say from experience, being stoned and playing a show, whether it's like in a basement or in front of like a huge audience, it's really like invigorating and very fun. Being drunk feels invigorating, but you sound like shit and you think you sound good and you don't notice your mistakes. When you're stoned, I mean, at least I find I play the drums, right? It makes you very precise, and I don't know, you really feel the energy of whoever's watching or the guys you're playing with or whatever. You know what I mean? So getting high and playing live is incredible, and I would have loved to work with Taylor Swift. Yeah, well, I've heard the smell occasionally, mandatory completion on the stage. Very good working conditions. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what you're signing up for. Yeah. Um, so oppression and civil war are raging outside the walls in the early 1970s, but all was relatively chill in Feller's state until his music grew so popular it attracted the attention of the Nigerian government. Oh shit. Okay, so he's out here, living in his own little private country in Nigeria, making politically inflammatory music, ruffling some feathers down at City Hall, giving the suits a run for their money. There's a lot of euphemism, right? For what he's doing. But basically, he's standing up to the man, and now the man notices him and stands back. Oh, well, stands at him. Yeah, it's a stand back in it. It's a standoff. It's a standoff between Taylor Swift and the Nigerian government. Yeah, and this is a very, politically dicey time in Nigeria. That's sort of a power vacuum after colonialism and, a brewing civil war. So, he's taking big risks. Okay, so this is now from Fella, This Bitch of a Life. Epic fucking for your autobiography. Yeah. So he says, mine's gonna be called "Should I get 2 extra barbecue sauces?" So from This Bitch of a Life. My first class with Law and Order people was on April 30th, 1974. So in 1969 was his transformation. He got a good 5 years of getting bigger and those victims. Yeah. Oh, what bastard. At that time, there wasn't any barbed wire fence around my place. I had nothing to fear. I was just preaching revolution for Africa. I didn't know they were planning against me. So when these motherfuckers came to bust me for grass, they had no trouble getting in at all. Ah, so they're coming at him with the little, faulty stars and grass. It's like that little, like when a cop pulls you over clearly because they just want to break your balls, and then they say, "Oh, I pulled you over because you have this thing, but stuff you can use." This is like their probable cause, right? One of the whole undercurrents of the war on marijuana, as I call it, is as a tool to go after political dissidents and as a tool to go after any movement or person that challenges the status quo. And in the U.S., in the 60s and 70s, there's a long documented And when
What
Nixon
should
was
I go
on the
for?
White House case, um, or one of Nixon's henchmen
I figured it was either that or
basically
your
said
phone.
later, we
I love you too.
wanted to go after
You made an
black
appearance
people
on my
because they
stream
weren't going to
sleeping.
vote for us,
Yeah.
and because our base is racist.
That was in 13th, right? That definitely stuck.
I'm
And
crafting
but
it.
the other prong is we can go after the anti-war movement.
I love you.
Those people
Nah,
smoke
jinx.
cannabis, which makes you susceptible to law
Also, your jewelry
enforcement,
pliers
and
are way
maybe
better
we
than
don't
mine.
want to go in. It's
Kind
like
of
if we go after them
envious.
because of this, or because of advocacy or organizing, then we're literally going to the Constitution, and also that's going to make us look oppressive.
Yeah.
But if we set people up for refunds,
And that's crazy. Like throughout history, items that promote free thinking, whether it be literature, a book, a story, a mythical figure, or a psychedelic drug or cannabis, it always threatens authority because the last thing they want is people thinking through it and questioning that authority. You know, I think the crazy thing is what dissidents like they're accusing to is they attract the ire of the government, and the government then sort of turns them into martyrs in some way. You know what I mean?
yeah, there was a saying among sort of 60s radicals in the U.S. heighten the contradiction, and what it basically meant is they're oppressing us anyway. But if you don't force them to do it out in public in front of television cameras and in people's faces, then they can both oppress you and get away with pretending that they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you said, he's got no barbed wire. He's not. It's a country. It's not a compound at this point.
Right.
And so they had no trouble getting in. At that time, you got up to 10 fucking years just for smoking grass. But I never used to hide that shit. And these bastards, man, found grass everywhere. Under the carpet, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, every fucking place. All my people smoke. Everybody has his own shit. We all went to prison. About 60 of us were packed in the same cell like animals.
It's so true, man. Like there's just if you smoke a lot of weed, there's weed everywhere. It's like there's weed on your tables, it's on weed on every service, it's on all your clothes. You know what I mean? So they're all locked up, and I can't imagine prison in that community is
Very pleasant.
I don't think it's
Very pleasant anywhere. It tops out as pleasant in like Norway. It's pretty decent. But but very pleasant is tough. I think the other thing that's interesting is like that idea of let's just all stay in one place and make art and be together is like such a weird idea. He's trying to make the 60 people here. That's a big,
yeah.
it's a small country.
So it's like his friends, his family, his band, everybody.
It's the musicians, it's the dancers. He has these big stage shows with dancers and a lot of musicians. Afrobeat is almost like a little orchestra-sized group sometimes. Um, so they're all put in jail. Um, that was the first time in my life I was taken to jail. That first time, it's a funny feeling. Not the other time, just that first one. Because you know how people are brought up thinking that jail is just for criminals, for people who've gone against society, all that law and order shit? Well, inside jail, I found guys who were also just looking for a better life.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, he's sort of suddenly becoming aware that the lines aren't so, it's not so black and white. Who's good or bad, or innocent or guilty.
Yeah, I think he kind of has these two assumptions. People talk about being disillusioned always as a bad thing, but illusions are sometimes dangerous. You don't want to have. He has these two illusions. One is, okay, if I'm just speaking my mind, I'm not going to get in trouble. Nothing bad's going to happen if I'm just talking about things. And then the second one is this idea of like, oh, well, yes, the people in jail are criminals. And he comes to find both of those things at once are not correct. So he says, I started thinking, Who the fuck is society? Who jails society when it does horrors to people? Why don't society fight against corruption and punish the powerful? He spends 8 days in jail waiting to make bail. While I had been in jail those 8 days, the police took everybody from the house. The women spent about 2 months at welfare. They had to escape by jumping over the fence. Those my girls. That's why I had to marry them. They were a bunch of wild motherfuckers. Oh, right. Taylor City had like 80 wives. I think it was 27 wives. And what the deal is, you hear that story a lot, but he married them all in part so that the government couldn't claim they were being kidnapped. Oh. And forced them into like this welfare house, basically. So when I got home from jail, the house was almost completely empty. So I got fucking high and went fast asleep. At 4 a.m., guess who shows up? The police. Police. Fuck it. I swear I didn't know the police would come to raid me again. So, I mean, it might sound crazy to people who don't smoke weed, that the first thing you do when you got home after getting arrested for smoking weed, smoke some fucking weed. But, I mean, what would be the first thing you would do? Smoke some weed. I mean, yeah, I remember when I was in high school, we were running away from the cops. When you got away, you would celebrate by smoking some weed, which is the thing you were, about to get busted for. But yeah, of course. So I hear ton, knock on the door. I had the onomatopoeia is tarn. Yeah, tarn. So wow, it's a metal door, I guess. Yeah, that's interesting. I had a spyglass on my door, but I didn't even bother to use it. I just opened the door and bam, who do I see? 5 detectives. Now, I smoked some joints earlier. What was left was in the ashtray on a small table near my bed. They just finished raiding me, so I wasn't ready to have them catch me again. I said, police, what do you want? They said they'd come to raid me again. Again? You just finished. I have a woman inside. She's naked. You cannot come in here until she is dressed. This is a private residence, man. Yeah. Okay, so he tells the cops he's got a naked woman inside and buys him a little time. I banged the door in their face and quickly went to my ashtray. I put all the grass in my mouth. Plenty, man. This is also my instinct if I'm like driving. Follow me. Because I stood at the door and suddenly opened it. I did like I was feeling sick, holding my mouth like I wanted to vomit, and I ran to my toilet. I just rushed through them, the cops, like 5 detectives. Right. All his weed in his mouth, he's got his hand over his mouth. He's like, he just rushed through them. They have no idea what the fuck is going on. Genius. Oh my god, that's fucking genius, man. And they're probably like, look, no one wants to get thrown up on. You know what I mean? If he's like, no, it's like, let this guy go up, we're gonna arrest him, And they probably think he's like a crazy person anyway. Yeah. So he's like, he's an agitator. Yeah. So they didn't know what I was doing. I was too fast for them. My toilet was just there. I opened the sink, fit everything into it, ran the water, pushing everything down the drain in a rush. Then I went back into my room, closed the door again, just to make sure I searched every corner and cleared my room. Then I opened the door and said, come in. At this point, they had to have been like, all right, that domination was totally otherwise they're just bad cops. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, essentially he thinks they're detectives. So he opens the door and assuming, nonchalantly, hey, come on in. They started to search here, there, under, everywhere. They didn't find shit. Then they dropped one joint that they brought themselves. Oh, so they're planting it on him. Oh my god, crazy. Just one joint. just enough to send me to jail for 10 years, man. Holy shit. Yeah, and then you see, they were sent with the intention of arresting this guy. It didn't have anything to do with weed. Yeah, you know what I mean? If they were worried about weed, why would they bring it themselves to set them up? Once again, anti-cannabis laws are used as a tool of oppression, you know, for somebody who's like basically to rub people out. Most definitely. So we found this, they said, holding up this joint that he's using to drop. And fellow said, I can't see it. So they brought it close to my face and showed it to me. Right up to my face. Then suddenly, in a split second, really fast, I grabbed it, put it in my mouth.
Beard hair or pube hair?
So I took a whiskey bottle.
Beard.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's a beard.
I don't
Seems
know.
too straight to be a little curly
What's the
pube.
matter with you? I'm trying to save this fucking country. You want to put me in jail? What have I done? Because I'm fucking smart. Yeah, always putting it to him. You guys are not gonna pick up with me right now because they're a bunch of fucking squares. But you know what? That doesn't mean they don't deserve arrested regardless. So yeah, he's letting them have it. They were looking at me while I was eating it. Everybody knows what happened. He knows that they were planning weed on him. Yeah. They know he knows that. Yeah. And now they know that he did it right. So at least for the time being, they know that the weed is still, you know, kind of on him, or just in it. You know what I mean? So, you know, what I'm really curious about is obviously Sarah Cooney is the wild card of this situation. What is the police's next move? So they were looking at me while I was eating it. There was left about 1 tiny grain inside the paper. And they took that 1 tiny grain, looked at me, and said, let's go. Oh, wow. So on a flake of weed. It's like he's at the airport in Dubai. Yeah. So the first raid had been done rough. So this time they made sure they did it neat and clean. So the reason they're raiding him again is when they went through the police reports and
Oh
everything
my god,
from the
no.
first raid
No?
earlier.
I think so. I mean, it's a Middle Eastern country. Like, fuck, nothing's legal. I don't know. I just assume.
So this is the second go at it for them. That's why they brought the joint, because they were like, we're taking this guy no matter what. We're taking this guy no matter what. I don't know. I don't want to say no. But it's ironic that he's being framed for a crime that he committed. You know, it shouldn't be a crime, but he's clearly committed it. So, two levels of irony are deep on this one.
No. The levels of
So what happened? So they even called an officer who was waiting with me when we got back to the police station. Fella is coming. This time we got him, he said. When we got there, this policeman was sitting on his chair. I stood there with 4 detectives standing next to me. So the man, looking big, stood up in the front. He asked them, so you got him? Yes. But when we showed it to him, he grabbed it and ate it. So the detective at the station was shocked. So the man was so shocked, he looked at me as if I was the biggest criminal he ever saw and said, lock him up. So this is the second time I was locked up in the same week. They put me in a cell. I was there for hours waiting. I could see the officer through the cell door running up and down. Motherfuckers were planning on me, and I was just looking at them thinking, they can't charge me with shit, because they ain't got nothing to test, nothing to show. Yeah. All right. So I mean, essentially, at this point, you know, charges like what are you know like I think that these guys are corrupt as shit. You know what I mean? They're gonna do whatever they have to do to fuck with their duty. You know, it's interesting that right now he's like, nah, you know, whatever. Once it goes through the system, you know, like I'm confident that I'll end up back in my own independent country. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like he's fucked. I mean, it's like, you know, to say that they got no charge over this shit is pretty optimistic considering that, seems like he's fucked. It's optimistic for somebody who's been arrested twice in a week and was just had evidence planted on him. I agree. I think, I think probably once the ambassador of the republic got in touch with the Nigerian authorities, this would become sort of an international incident kind of thing. Yeah. But it's surprisingly didn't play out that way. Oh shit! What happened? So then he's in jail for a while. Then they made me get into a Pujo? Pujo? What's the name of that car? Oh, Pujo. And they took me to a military hospital and then to see the head military doctor. So they wanted to pump his stomach to get the weed out. They haven't forgotten about that, Jay. It's still like, oh shit, you know what? What's funny is, didn't they go into the evidence room and grab another Jay? No. They want the Jay that he ate that's in him already. Okay, so, David, look, again, I don't want to say to the police's credit, but bold move, you know what I mean? You came through and ate the evidence right in front of you, and you're like, oh yeah, well, we're going to wait this shit out. Or not even wait, they're going to bump it out of him. So that's their first. Hey, this is simple. We pumped this guy's stomach. There's weed in there. Oh shit! I was making the dun thing with my hand. Right. So how does our hero get out of this one? So it turns out the head military doctor is his cousin, and he's like, no, I'm not fucking doing that. Oh no kidding! Oh wow! So he's got the inside connection here. Yes, his cousin. He's like. What's this? We want your shit right now. Sit on the floor. Come out peacefully. So we get back at the hospital, and so going back to Bella's description. Guess who was outside the hospital waiting for me? The police. The boss of Nigerian Interpol. Oh my God! Look, they police. So this is an international. This shows you that this was from the top down. This is somebody well high up in the government of Nigeria saying this should stop now. And the way we're going to get this guy is kryptonite-like weakness for weed. Yeah. This is clearly a much more grave matter than we first assumed. And I mean, he's cornered on all fronts, right? Well, he's still in custody, but the weed is still in custody of his stomach, possibly working its way. I don't know all the vagaries of how soon things get to your colon and stuff, but like they're holding him, he's holding the weed. We're at a standoff phase. Yeah. So the boss of Nigerian Interpol was actually waiting there for the results of my shit. Like, he can't believe it. Dude, that's fucking nuts. They really want to do this. Yeah, they really do. So, when I was finally taken to court, they charged me with possession of Indian hemp. Weed, obviously. They said in court that I had eaten the Indian hemp, that it was still in my stomach, and so they wanted me kept in jail to collect samples. You understand, man? When I heard that in court, I said, collect my shit. These police never give up. Seriously, like I was saying, in the game of chess between Fela Kuti and the Nigerian authorities, this sort of game of chicken they're playing, I mean, right now the ball's in Fela's court, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot he can do. So the magistrate asked, how many days do you need to collect the sample? And the cop said 3 days. Okay, yeah, I guess that'll guarantee that everything's out of the system. Yeah, or sort of how long could this dude hold out on it? Because I think I don't think you can do that when you don't have to. So they took me back and locked me up for 3 more days. When my mother found out, she started to send me vegetables to eat to quench the vegetables inside me. Oh, okay. So she figured, like, I'm going to get your digestive system going to burn up the evidence. or I think like binds you up so you can wait 3 days and not shit. Oh really? I feel like eating like a lot of vegetables would be fiber and you would probably be more likely to shit. I guess or maybe like the way I interpret it is he's like, oh, like if he eats a bunch of vegetables, it'll just mix around with the weed, and then it'll be gone. I mean, it's just probably like a gram or two of weed in that joint, right? Either way, his mom's got some sort of plan, food-related plan. That's a mom move. Yeah. So the first day, I refused to shit. Okay, so he's holding it. Then, in the middle of the night, one of the prisoners woke me up. He said, all the police shit in my hand. And then he's like, how did you know they're trying to get my shit? And he's like, what? No, I had shit in my hand. And so, oh, please, why don't you come and shit in the pail? Because they won't see you shit. Then they're going to throw it away tomorrow with everybody else. This is really a surreal sort of situation almost. Yeah, super surreal. Yeah. But now he's got it out. So he's got this bucket, and it's like so much weird, like the guard falls asleep by the end. It's all these sort of like there's all this, like I said, there's tragedy in this story, and then it's kind of this weird stoner comedy. Okay, so there were 8 of us in the cell. I crept to where the pail was and did my shit there. In the morning, the police threw it away, thinking it was the shit of the other prisoners. Then the police come and say, Bella, why don't you want to shit yet? And I said, shit? No, I don't want to shit, man. Shit, no cum. So another standoff. Oh, shit. But now, does he know that, for sure, that he has shitted out the joint? Well, he does it one more time. Same thing, sitting in the pail again. Guard is either not watching or falls asleep. He sits again. Okay, so now he's definitely gotten the joint out. Yeah. Well, so he says, then the morning I was doing court, I woke up at 6:30 in the morning and I called out, hey, police, I want to shit. So now he's it's pretty much now it's just Mama Cootie's vegetable casserole that he's going to be sitting out and not the, Nigerian police planted joint. Yeah. And so he says, tell them what to shit. Ooh, see the commotion in the police state, man. Tell them what to shit. It's like that fucking hilarious, man. And they don't want it. They want that shit bad, and they've been literally waiting for like days, right, at this point, for that shit. They want it so bad they can smell it. Oh, there's some meeting. I'm really surprised that at this point they haven't just like grabbed another joint and been like, oh, we found this on them. I looked for an account of this story that was maybe written by the judge or written by one of the cops. Their side of the story is not as well documented. Everybody's looking for a chamber pot. Policeman, orderly, constable, everyone. They all want to sell this shit.
That's funny.
They took me to the backyard, put the chamber pot under my ass, and I shit. When I looked down at it, man, it was clean like a baby shit. That's how I got myself out of that shit that time, man. The motherfucker couldn't charge me for any fucking thing. No evidence. You know what his next album was called? What? Expensive Shit. No kidding. Okay, so I think I've seen. Was there a song called Expensive Shit? It was last. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I've seen that song. Maybe you showed it to me. I didn't realize the connection until now. So just to kind of that was the great moment. Yeah, obviously him getting away with it. But unfortunately, as Stella himself said, these police they don't give up. Yeah, they're still coming at you. So this gets
Shit.
so they especially didn't get off after he released the album Zombie in 1977. Smash hit around the world that likened the Nigerian military to an army of the undead committing atrocities on its own people. So he has not let up. He is coming at them politically. He's coming at them personally in his music, despite having been persecuted so relentlessly the first time. Yeah, absolutely. And this is the album that makes him a superstar.
Feel weird.
He was
Is that headache?
Popular in places, but zombie was a smash hit around the world. In Nigeria, especially, there was a station that knew it was saving. Like I said, it could be it's just dark. So in retaliation,
Good
over
choice.
1,000 soldiers attacked the Calacuta Republic. Bella was beaten to within an inch of his life, and his elderly mother was thrown from a window to her death. Oh my God!
It's fucked up.
So like before this, it was like a standoff, and they seem to be operating within some bounds of the law, and it's like drugs on them, but it sounds like the government was just like, that's it, we're going to take them by force, and that is an incredibly brutal way. Yeah, and I think, the important distinction, like how I said earlier, he was calling out specific people, and that brought one level down. Now, he was becoming such a big figure in Nigeria, he was interested in politics. A lot of artists might say, well, my art is my political expression, but I'm not part of politics. He was somebody who was actively organizing people and working with dissident groups and revolutionary movements and trying to build sort of a political party within Nigeria, so that as his threat to the authorities escalates, their willingness to respond in intensity escalates. So now, they've got him. Well, I mean, they killed his mother. They beat him within an inch of his life. He says in his account that they were basically going to beat him to death in somebody's destiny. Wow. One of the cops stepped in. Right. Because this is the other thing. These were the military people. These weren't the cops, actually. This was a military raid. And the album was about how the soldiers were committing atrocities. So to show how that was an unfair portrayal, they killed his mother. So Bella, in the aftermath of this, when he recovered from his injuries, he delivered his mother's coffin to the home of the military commander while he passed. So it doesn't that count at all? Wow, that is incredibly tragic. And it's heroic of him to continue standing up after something like that. That would strike fear into a lot of people. To the point that they would probably give up their cause. But not Bela Goody. No. So on the raid's 1-year anniversary, he married 27 women from the compound, a lot of them singers, composers, and dancers, to protect them. And in 1979, he created his own political party and tried to run for president of Nigeria, but his candidacy was denied by the authorities. He had a political base of power. It wasn't some far-fetched idea that he could be a credible candidate to win. So they denied him the chance to run. In 1984, the government jailed him for 20 months on trumped-up currency smuggling charges. In total, he was arrested over 200 times in his life. He never stopped speaking out or smoking weed. Wow, man. So no matter what, he still stood up. Dude, that's incredible. 200 times is a lot. I mean, at some point, that's just like, hi, Barry. Hi. So, yeah, he's arrested 200 times in his life, but he never stopped speaking out or smoking. He died in 1997, most likely of AIDS, leaving behind an immense legacy as a musical innovator, a political revolutionary, and a cannabis liberator. It's no coincidence that in 2016, an international survey by the Adam Smith Institute ranked Nigeria as the third most pot-smoking country on earth. Fucking A, man. And, I'm sure a lot of that pot smoke was propagated by OG, the inventor of Afrobeat, Bela Kuti. Whatever the course of his life was, however tragic, he made a lot of great art, a lot of great music, and he really stood for something. He continues to
icon today. Literally look at any photo of this guy performing live and, you know, you can tell the magnitude behind this cat. And that about wraps it up for this episode of Great Moments in Weed History. Please subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or leave us a nice little review if you're so inclined. And follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and SoundCloud at CMIWH Podcast. And please give us a tweet or a post if you like the show. And with that, we'll close it out. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week. Well, that's the show, folks. Thanks so much for listening. And if you stuck around this long,
Please consider supporting us on Patreon. You can put 5 on it at Great Moments in Weed History.com. And hi there, it's Bean. Thanks for listening to an episode from the Great Moments in Weed History Archive. Just wanted to let you know we're now a weekly podcast with new episodes dropping every Wednesday or every
Little Lawrence. Man, you came to the right home base, and our home gangster wanted to stand up.
Oh, hi guys.
Great to see you, Bong. There's smoke coming out of your ears, for Christ's sake. There's smoke coming out of everywhere here. So, like I said, man, this is an amazing show that we've lined up here in the city of Seattle, Washington. This is our home base, and our home gangster, Tony Palma, is going to be our guest today as we talk about creating dad stars. Wes, this is one that we've been looking for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, Jonah created a true empire of dad stars, and it starts with dads.
There's so many questions that I have in my mind to ask Jonah, because when you build a lifestyle brand through social media and other avenues, it takes more than just luck. It takes a lot of work, a lot of timing, a lot of diligence, the right look, the right sound, the right everything. And he has got the secret sauce, the je ne sais quoi. We're going to get inside of his head. But first, we've got to talk to Greg the guinea pig.
Why do you call him Greg the guinea pig?
Why do you call him a dad star? We're going to find that out, and we're also going to talk about building an international cannabis lifestyle brand with Jonah. But first, man, it's the one and only Trammell from Oat Magazine, former CEO. What is your title now, David? It is so good to have you.
hello, everybody. My title now is I'm officially the best ex-CEO ever. So I have really fine-tuned that part of the game, and that's what it says on my card.
CEO, you later, brother. What did you ever do as a CEO?
Every time I don't know. I had to check. I had to pull up Google and go, what does a CEO do? Then I came prepared on Monday with like a sheet that said, okay, this is what you do.
And for all you kids out there, if you ever want to be CEO, you've got to start your own brand and your own company. That's what Dave Tran did. Now, Dave and I go way back to my terrestrial radio days. He was a club owner and such, and then he started a little rag about cannabis, and he built that into a monster with his Dope magazine that we here at Leaf Life and the Leaf Nation highly respect. It's great to have you on as Greg the guinea pig.
Well, I just appreciate everything that Leaf has done, and we've grown this company right next to Wes, and Wes has just set such a great example for the medical community and building that story. And it's just it's no surprise that we're sitting here on a podcast with both of you guys years later, because we're in the right place right now at the right time, and the right people are in the right circle right now, and we're just getting started.
Feels good. We're the epicenter of global cannabis movement. Dave Tran, do you know why we call you Greg the guinea pig, by the way?
No.
Okay, well, back in college, I had a guinea pig, or at least my roommate did, and we named him Greg. And he lived in a glass aquarium. So when we'd get a new bag of weed, we'd always first sample it by blowing a fat bong head into his aquarium. Then we'd patiently wait for a few minutes to see Greg's reaction. If Greg frowned, well, we took the weed back to the dealer and said, "This shit's bunk, brother. Get it out of here. We want our money back." But if Greg smiled, we knew it was fire. So, for you newcomers joining us from the Dab Stars family, want to know that Greg the guinea pig is our guinea pig who we tried different products on. So, Wes, what you trying today, brother?
I didn't know this was the job.
This is an intensive.
I thought it was something else. I was gonna sing or something like that.
Brother, I was afraid you wouldn't come. I knew if I threw a party, you'd be afraid. I know you don't like a party or nothing.
All right, I'm ready.
Dave Tran's got a huge fat golden nugget of bud as a necklace around his neck, and he's got some Ray-Ban Wayfarers going. He's looking real suave. What you gonna be trying today, bro?
I'm gonna be trying some of the Dabstars oil that is now available in 7 states.
Nice. Wow. Licensing deals. That's what it's about.
Taking dabs.
He's got him a nail. Gorgeous looking nail. That's the 710 nail?
It's a little Hitman.
What is it?
It's a Hitman piece.
Describe that for me, Harley Ray.
It looks kind of like a maybe tiny pop can with a little straw thing coming up off the side, but a little bit chunkier than that, chunkier straw.
Otherwise known as a dab rig.
Side card.
That is a wonderful piece from Hitman. I gave it a little extra right there. First competitors of the 7 right at the very end.
Now, Wes, I also see a jar of Dog Star cannabis. You going to be trying that the second round?
You know, he might end up smoking that out of his coffee mug.
Yeah.
That is a pipe and mug in one, nicely branded with the magazine. I was in Vegas and we were partying at a nightclub. He's just like, dude, I made you a gift, and I just started tripping out when I saw this thing. I started drinking all of my drinks from it, and it's a coffee bong.
So it's a dope magazine coffee mug with the logo emblazoned on the side, but it also has a bowl. And Dave is taking it upon himself to put a fat nug of juicy bud in there, but the handle has an aerated piece so you can actually smoke out of it as you're drinking your coffee. It's genius, to be quite frank. Now, Elon Musk puts a spaceship into space that carries people, and we got other innovators that create bong toking dope magazine coffee mugs, and there he is smoking out of it. And that's the Dog Star cannabis, West, isn't it?
Ooh, yeah, it's the Critical Purple Kush, which is a body strain.
Far out. Well, now it's time for everybody to meet the man, the celebrity, the rock star himself. I'm really excited about this. We're going to talk about a lot of things with Jonah Tacoma, but first he's got to smoke out of that dope magazine coffee mug.
That is so cool. That is pretty good. I'm surprised.
Every time you hear that boing, that is Bong getting a bonger.
Oh my gosh, all the new and amazing ways to smoke weed.
He is sexualizing cannabis.
It happens.
Awkward.
Sure is.
Jonah Tacoma, welcome to the show, brother. It's such a gracious event to be here with you in the Dabstar facility.
Thank you, brother. It's an honor to have a Dabstar facility because Wes knows I came from very humble beginnings. I was just a kid that saw that we were in the middle of something cool and started documenting. So being here is badass.
Last night we were at an awards ceremony for the Cannies, which is a cannabis awards ceremony, and you got up and spoke a little bit about the first time you came to Seattle. And you actually, it was for HempFest, you felt the vibe. You grew up in a small town in Colorado. I know this because I was on your video cast about 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago, and you talked about it in depth, man, and I was really impressed with your story. It's a story that a lot of us have, coming from very humble beginnings and making our way west to be into the cannabis industry. And you came as a fledgling kid, and you ended up sleeping on the rock that's right outside of, or part of HempFest. So you went from there, sleeping on the rock, to where you are now, having about 3 million social media followers. Tell me the story and what exactly is a Dabstar and where did that foundation spring from?
You know what? The Dabstar thing started because I saw that there were people in the community of cannabis that were legit becoming rock stars. So it was people in the community that were growing badass weed, that were doing amazing extracts, people that you respected, people like Wes. Wes was one of my original Dabstars. So in the beginning, it was just hold up the logo and let me write a paragraph about why you were cool. So I didn't imagine that would be a business. I didn't imagine that would lead to anywhere. At the time, I was slinging infused cupcakes. So.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I remember ordering those cupcakes for the concentrate cup, and it's so much fun to watch you go from an idea to reaching millions of people, all with this concept of being a Dabstar. What makes you a Dabstar, John? I personally don't ascribe to being a Dabstar. I tell everyone I'm a Dabstar documentarian. I don't take giant dabs. I think I may have evolved into this kind of celebrity role just simply by being on the road and capturing this. The true secret sauce to the Dabstar starts with that little rig over there. The very first event that we went to after we launched the company, your Concentrate Cup, we launched the sticker there, became a concept, and then we had a following. And so I'm like, okay, I have to go out and do something. So I road tripped with a buddy because I didn't have any money. I volunteered to drive some of the hours to go to Denver and do Hitman's First Cup as a collaboration with Grassroots. So they threw the 710 Cup. My friends were competitors, so I got one of these badass competitor rigs over here, and that was like my first cool dab rig. That event, they used a special lot across the street for parking, and it was a beautiful sunny day in Denver. About 3 o'clock, we had a flash flood in the mountains, and their entire parking lot went underwater. People swam to their cars at that event. It was a cool thing to see. It was a beautiful event, and I had hung a banner. I stuck in there with a banner and hung a little 6-foot banner up, and people assumed I was a sponsor of the show. They were like, "What's Dabstar?" People were taking pictures in front of my banner, and I'm like, "I'm just gonna try and follow this thing like a reporter would." And I just started doing the cannabis shows and going. And I mean, in the beginning, Dabstar got 1 like on a photo, 2 likes on a photo, and it was me. You know what I mean? But that grew into something. People wanted to face map the industry. People in other states realized that something big was happening. And this is economic change at a time when in America, if you were born poor, you probably stay poor. I mean, the American dream is beautiful, and some people do make it, but the bulk of people stay where they're born.
Wes, you've told the story a few times, and I've heard it because I was not in the industry at that point. But how you were at an event and Jonah was just a dude hanging around, and he had a sticker that he was trying to sell for $10. Tell me that story.
Yeah, that was at the first annual Concentrate Cup, and Jonah had this sticker that said Dabstar on it, and spent the whole first day trying to sell that sticker. And instead, the next day he came back and started having people take photos with it. And that's what he mentioned is the inception of Dabstars, and it started with him highlighting people who were creating change, doing good things, and becoming Dabstars.
It was a little more desperate than that even. To get a spot at the cup, because we couldn't afford to pay for a table. So we agreed to make 100 cupcakes with the VIP bag of fused cupcakes. So it was me and 2 kids basically doing this. It was a nightmare trying to put 100 cupcakes together, but we did it. I came to sell that sticker because I couldn't afford to put it on a t-shirt. And halfway through the first day, we had not sold a single sticker, and I decided it wasn't for sale. I went around to the people that were heady in the room, the people that Wes had collected for the event, all the different extractors, and I got them to take that picture. And I was maybe 3 pictures deep when someone said, "Hey, let me buy one of those stickers." And I literally said, "It's not for sale." They said, "You've been trying to sell them all day." I said, "You have to be a Dabstar to get this." And that one little phrase, that one turn of it, I was probably fucked up and being an asshole. But that was literally the secret sauce to the company, because for the first year, I've been offered $100 for this fucking janky sticker, but you had to be a Dabstar, no compromise. And I had people mad at me for that, because I'm like, who are you to decide who's cool in the industry that you're new to? I mean, I'm a basement grower. And so sticking to that, it really got us where we were today.
And today, I mean, how many Dabstars do you have? You have 3 million followers on Facebook alone. Do you see this getting bigger?
I think cannabis is on fire, brother. Look at it. Look at where we are today. Look at where we started at. We all kind of started together. You were the first to embrace the community on that medical side. He was the first one to say, "Hey, this is for everyone," and embrace the lifestyle side. And now we're all merging somewhere in the middle. And so cannabis is revolutionizing America. Cannabis is creating jobs, and the evidence is right here in this room, baby.
Would you say that there's 99 jobs being created by cannabis? What about 99 problems, but a doob ain't one?
I got 99 problems.
Hey, Jonah, you got a stripper pole in here somewhere? Because Wes is feeling real handy.
Actually popped out of the pole. If you hit one of those fancy buttons on the side out of the desk.
Like Rodney Dangerfield's tap in Caddyshack. Nice. Just pops out of the golf bag there. All right, so Jonah, you get to pick a number between 1 and 99, and whatever number that is, has a question attached to it. You're going to get asked that question. You have to answer it validly.
I will take question number 77.
Oh, number 77.
Why 77?
Nice.
I feel like it'll treat me nice.
Number 77, Jonah Tacoma. Have you ever blamed a dog for something you were too embarrassed to admit you'd done yourself?
See, my quick answer was no, and then my long answer was there's gonna be a fart or something in there, right?
too, right?
You're like, fucking dog. And you're like, no, that was me.
So everybody knows
Last night.
he is the cutest dog. It is the Rottweiler looking guy. I'm not sure what
No,
breed
no,
he is,
no,
but he's so cute.
No, his dog
Yeah.
is a bulldog.
Oh, you have a. That's not your dog.
That dog, the bulldog is Jeremy's. The other dog
Oh.
earlier is Mo's. And my dog's at home probably fucking something up right now.
Oh.
Because when I was on
It's like on the morning trash, sitting on the couch. He thinks he's not supposed to do when we're there.
playing poker with the other dogs.
Yeah.
Hey, stay tuned at the end of this week's Leaf Life episode for another edition of Stony Baloney. Stony Baloney, pop culture infused. You can also get it at stony-baloney.com. Hey, we'll be right back in 2 minutes to further discuss the show's topic of creating Dab Stars with the one and only Jonah Tacoma, the founder of the company. We'll also check in with David Tran, Greg the Guinea Pig, and start the second half of the show with another episode of Tales from the Black Market. You're going to be telling that, Jonah. Get ready. Leaf Life continues in 2 short minutes.
Life. These products have intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming. Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug. There may be health risks associated with consumption of this product used by adults 21 and older at the risk of children.
Leaf Life is sponsored by Dab Stars, the cannabis industry's leading lifestyle brand with nearly 3 million social media enthusiasts on board and products expanding all over the globe. Dab Stars is the giant flashlight that highlights the people, products,